Hello, and I want to welcome you to my channel. I am Myra. You can't be a parent without learning the art of communication. I always say communication is not only an act, but it's actually an art that many people get very, very wrong. I come from a generation of communicators who felt that you were to be seen and not heard, and they spoke at you instead of to you. Well, now that I'm a parent, I know there are definitely certain things that I do a lot differently. Initially, when I started my journey as a mom, I was a yeller because yelling is what I had learned. I had picked that up from my parents. They were yellers. Quickly realized as my kids grew, probably around when my eldest was maybe 3 or 4, that the yelling was not going to get me anywhere. What it was going to get me was high blood pressure and probably a heart attack one day. I had to find a different way of actually communicating with them so that I was heard and understood, and that I heard them and I understood them, because communication is a two-way street. I sat down with myself and said, Myra, you can't be yelling anymore at your children. You can't keep this up. That is not an effective way of communicating with your child. That's not an effective way of communicating with anybody. Message just gets lost in all the yelling and the noise. How are you going to do this? I realized that actually sitting down and formulating my message, finding what the topic was that I wanted to address, was very important. Even if it was right there in the moment, perhaps they were doing something and I wanted to address it, I really quickly would formulate in my mind what it is I wanted to address. One topic at a time. I want you to pick up your toys. It wasn't going to be, I want you to pick up your toys, and you know what, you didn't put that dish away, and then you didn't put that, and that. No. One topic at a time. I would address whatever it is in a calm, rational manner. No yelling. Breathing was even. My tone was even. And I didn't go in there led by emotion, because that's one of the mistakes that we make in communicating, especially with our kids. We go in with emotion. We love them. We're passionate about them. Maybe they didn't do this, or they did this. They should have done this. They shouldn't have done that. And we go in there being led by emotion and not logic, and we get it all wrong. Think about what it is you want to say. Stay on topic, stay on the subject, and then address it with them. You want to make sure that you come with enough information as possible. Give them the who, what, why, where, when, and hows. Fill all those gaps in. There is nothing worse than being told something and there are so many gaps, you have so many questions. Whatever it is, you want to formulate a concise message so that there is no error in translation. They don't get it wrong when they're receiving the message. You don't want to be giving half information. You want to give a little bit of information. Now is not the time for a game of Clue. You want to be clear and concise and articulate in letting them know what it is that you are trying to relay to them. Just be clear. Don't go in with emotion. You might be passionate about the topic in which you want to speak to your child about, but don't lead with emotion, especially if it's a topic that makes you angry, something that brings up your blood pressure. Do not lead with emotion. If you know it is something that's going to make you angry, perhaps it may not be the time for you to address it, and you should actually address it at a time in which you can do it in a more calm manner. You don't want to go in led with emotion. The message is going to be lost. And what's going to happen is you're going to be telling them whatever it is you want to tell them, but you're probably not even going to tell them what it is that you really want to tell them, because your emotions are going to be all mixed up in there. Sometimes the present moment is not the time to be addressing something. Maybe you just need to take time, take a step back, be able to see whatever it is, bigger picture, and then address it. You will look a lot more professional to them. You'll look like you know what you're doing. They won't be thinking my mother or father are crazy. And you'll actually be proud of yourself, because you would be teaching your child the art of communication. And finally, when you're communicating with your child, be very firm in what it is you need to say. Let your yeses be yeses and let your nos be nos. Do not second guess yourself. And the one thing I've learned about parenting, we're all kind of just faking our way through it, aren't we? Seriously. But when you're talking to them and you want to let them know something, You want to look and sound like you know exactly what you are talking about. You do not want to second guess yourself. You don't want it to be one of those, oh, should I have said that? Should I have said this? Should I have said that? I've done that in the past. I've done that when I've spoken to them, and now after I'm like, should I have said that? Maybe I could have said it like this. Maybe I could have said it like that. No, Let your yeses be yeses and your no's be no's. You said what you said. There you go. The art of communicating with your child. Well, these are the things that I've learned in communicating with my children, and these are the things that I put into practice. If you have anything else to add, put it down there. Share. Let's get communication going. It's a village. We're all in this parent thing together. Thank you so much for watching. And while you are down there, like this video, hit that subscription, and press that notification bell, and we'll get together next time. Bye.